Okay, everyone, welcome back. All right, so let's talk about what it is that we are going to, what we should be expecting over the next few weeks, right? So we're going to cover things like the timeline, the time frame, the setup, kind of the effort that will be required. What else? Maybe some concepts that we might cover, different things like that, just to get us all prepared. I'm really excited, and I hope that you all are too. Sorry. I don't know who that was. But anyway, let me mute this because if people keep messaging me or whatever, that's going to really annoy me. All right. So, really excited. So, let's get to the expectations, right? So, and I'm reading off of my MacBook, which is what you just heard. So I'm reading off of notes here so I don't forget anything. So let's talk about, first of all, what is it that we're going to be learning? We're at a high level, we're learning manifestation, right? Manifesting for 2024. But what does that really include? So we're going to cover in intense detail intention setting. We'll also be touching on some hermetic principles and then also some quantum physics concepts here and there. We're not learning to conjure. This isn't spell casting or anything like that. What we're using is your own personal power. And the focus for this method, this session, whatever we want to call it, the focus for this challenge is to help you to tap into your own personal power. Remember, I think I touched on that in the last video. Your own personal power, right? So that's all we're doing. How does your energy interact with the energy around you? That's what we're learning. The definition of manifesting means to make something real. How do you make things real in your reality? That's it. That's all we're learning, right? So we're going to be together for the entire month of December. I know we're getting off to a little bit of a late start. Today is December 3rd, but so we'll pretty much be together all the way through about the 25th, right? The 25th of December. So just to kind of break this down, most of what we're doing up until the 21st is going to be preparation, right? So we're going to spend a lot of time, doing some reflecting. We're going to do some cleaning. We're going to, get clear on some things, really get clear on what it is that we want to manifest in 2024. So we're going to spend like the next 2 weeks or so doing that. And then the week of the 21st is when we'll actually start to do some of the methods, right? So some of the, like what is that we decide to do, if we do a vision board or we do the Abraham Hicks focus wheel, whatever, if you want to do, a candle, kind of a candle ritual or something like that, we'll walk through each one of those. But for the most part, the magic is in the journey, right? So what we're doing before we actually set our intentions on the 21st is the most important part, right? If you don't do that part, I mean, you can do the sessions or whatever, you can do your intention setting. It's not going to hurt anything, but will it come through as powerfully as it could have? Maybe not, right? So we want to make sure that as we are going through this, we're being very serious. We're taking this serious and we're dedicated to this because this is, at the end of the day, this is about your 2024. You can do your big one in 2024. You can absolutely do your big one in 2024. How much do you want it? Okay. All right. So the structure, the way that we're going to set it up is, I believe that we're going to be running this on Patreon at this point. I think I made up my mind. So I will be posting links from YouTube, so they'll be available on my YouTube channel, but you'll be able to see them here first. So I won't release them to the public until after this challenge is done. So we want to run through everything first. So as of right now, all of the sessions will be accessible only via the Patreon, and the way that it'll be set up is I will put the video up, probably 2 videos or so a week, and the days are going to vary. So you'll just have to, tap in there on every day just to see if there's anything new. But I will be putting up a new video, probably about twice a week or so, just to keep the momentum going and kind of talk through like our next steps and things. And I also plan on doing like a Q&A session. I don't think I'm going to do it weekly though. So we may do two sessions, but here's the thing. I'm doing this challenge along with you all. And as you go through it, you'll find that it's going to take a lot of, kind of solitude and going within. And a part of that is not having too much, interaction with the outside. And so I like to kind of withdraw a little bit during the month of December. So I may not do those often, but when I do those, I'll make sure that, I'm there to answer any questions that you all may have. So stay tuned for that. So basically the structure is going to be set up as videos and Q&A sessions, right? As far as what's going to be required of you, like that's going to depend, right? That's going to depend. Like I said, a lot of what we're doing is really just about kind of preparing you so that you can, when you set your intentions, that they are set in a focused way. We're going to spend a lot of time kind of, reflecting. I know I said that before. So if you got a lot to reflect on, then it might take a lot more, energy for you to get through. You know what I'm saying? If you had a heavy 2023, it may require more effort from you to be able to kind of get everything out, right? Because you want to start off with a clean slate. And so it really just depends on kind of like, where it is that you are on your path. Okay. But I will say this, that it's going to require dedication. It's going to require dedication, and sticking with the program, sticking with the schedule. One thing I will say is if you fall behind, you're on your own. Okay. Again, to repeat, I am also doing this. It's something that I'm doing, and I'm extending, to my audience, to people that, I'm connected with via Facebook or wherever, to show you how I go through my process and get set up for the next year. And so, I'd be doing this regardless, right? And I won't have time. It's a distraction for me to go back and recover something that we're already past. So do your best to stay on track. And hopefully, you'll be able to watch the videos. I'm not sure if I'll be recording the Q&A sessions. Maybe I will, but maybe during a Q&A session, someone asks a question that you might have or something like that. But other than that, it would behoove you to stay on pace. Okay, so do your best to stay on pace. Otherwise, this is something that you can do at another time. If right now it's just not conducive to you being able to keep up with it. Okay, a couple of books. Well, there's one book that if you can get your hands on, it would be great. If not, it's not a big deal. I'll be going over like the concepts when they come up. But there's a book called The Kabbalion, right? The Kabbalion covers something called the 7 Hermetic Principles. And those Hermetic Principles are really kind of key when it comes to understanding how manifestation works and kind of the mindset shifts that we need to make. Okay, and so we're going to be touching on those topics from time to time. Again, if you don't have it, don't worry about grabbing it. If if it doesn't make sense for you to pick it up, if you can pick it up, go on Amazon. The Kabbalion, I think it's by I forgot the authors have like a funny name, so I have to remember what the author's name. I'll put it in the link when I post this. Let me just look it up, because do I have it back here? No, it's downstairs. Hold on. I have like the 3 initiates. For some reason, I'm thinking the 3 wise men, and I know like the 3 wise men is definitely not who wrote who wrote it. But anyway, it's called the Kabbalion by the Three Initiates. Okay, so grab that if you can. Like I said, if you can't, we're going to be covering those topics, so don't worry about it. All right, let's see. Now, what's next? Right, once we're done with doing this challenge, more than likely, I will set up kind of a second part of this to help get us through like the first 90 days, maybe the first 3 months or so, creating the momentum and just getting the momentum going. And I'll talk to you kind of like how I do that, because it's not just about setting the intentions, but it's about actually giving them life, right? So we have to initiate some things. And so I can walk you through kind of like, how I do that and how I make sure that the energy is still there. Okay. So that'll be there. Tips on seeing this all the way through. First of all, self-accountability. This is something that I'm offering for free. There's, no one's going to remind you to do anything. No one's going to, pressure you into doing anything, right? At the end of the day, this is really just about you. Okay. And so this is about taking some responsibility for yourself, right? As you move into 2024, I mentioned in the last video, it's going to be a really big year. Are you going to leverage that by being accountable at this time, right? Because it's important to prepare, right? If you start off on a shaky foundation, or you don't know what you want and all of that things, how does the universe know what to bring you, right? So this is your opportunity to stand in your own personal power, to practice some self-agency, some personal agency, right? So this is your opportunity to do that, but no one is going to force you. Okay, so take some self-accountability when it comes to getting through this. Again, if you have questions, ask me. But at the end of the day, this is about your self-effort. It's going to require that. And gratitude always. You want to get into the space of gratitude, right? So as we're going through each of these activities, always think about what it is that you're grateful for, right? Gratitude, when you go into the energy of gratitude, it makes you more powerful. There are countless studies. We're going to talk about that. That's going to be something that we're going to talk about actually in this challenge. But there are countless studies. You can go on Google right now and look at the correlation between gratitude and success. And you'll see how important it is. It's really, really important to stay in gratitude for the entire month of December. No gossip, right? No gossip. You're going to give up gossip. Give up, we're going to talk about this, in the next, when we start off, but, you're going to need to reduce your social media. And there's a reason behind that. We're going to talk about that in the next video. But no gossiping, right? Like that brings down your energy, right? It's a negative energy. And so it's going to bring things down. So if you can hold off, right, until the next year, don't gossip. Try to keep that to a minimum. No guilt, no shame. As you're going through this, I don't want you to feel guilty about anything. If for some reason you can't do something, or if you do fall behind, don't feel bad. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel bad. Try to catch up if you can. Don't be embarrassed about anything. Like that is the type of energy that we are getting rid of. Okay, so do not bring that over here. You cannot do your big one and you are, lending to the energy of guilt and shame. It will not work. So we're going to also work on your confidence and your self-worth, right? Your worthiness, right? Because in order to manifest, you do need to feel and know and understand and believe that you are worthy and deserving of all the good things that life has to offer you, okay? I am worthy and deserving of all the good things that life has to offer me. And that has to be something that you really, really and truly mean. So as we're going through this, if you feel like you're running into some self-esteem issues, you're running into some self-confidence issues, then I want you to work on that as well alongside with what it is that we're doing. We're going to touch on some of those things because it's just kind of a natural thing. You have to be confident when you are manifesting, but that may be something that you should seek out, outside of this, if that's something that's going to be helpful. So, maybe, I don't know if there's a book, what I'm saying, that you can read, or, what you might, maybe watch some YouTube videos on confidence building, that sort of thing is going to be really, really important. Okay. So make sure that you're doing that. And last but not least, this is something that I want you all to do, before we get started. And this is really like your first step, right? Think about what it is that 2024 is going to bring for you and make a playlist. I want to hear some of your playlists, right? So if you have like Tidal, I have Tidal. You can share your playlist, and I think you can share your playlist on Apple too. I'm not sure, but I think you can. Start creating a playlist, and it doesn't have to be, complete right now. As you're going through this, you might add more songs to it, but just create a playlist somewhere. My 2024 big one, you know what I'm saying, playlist, and let's start adding to that, right? Because music, I don't have to explain it to you because most of y'all are Black for the most part. We know that music can literally change an entire mood, right? You turn on some church music, or you turn on some R&B, or you turn on some trap music or something like that. Like, your whole mood can be changed by music. So music is a very powerful manifestation tool. We're going to talk about that a little bit more, but this is just something to kind of get you started, to get you started off before we actually go into the actual, the actual moves, method, steps. That's the word. Before we go into the actual steps. All right, guys. So I will see you all. We're already at like 17 minutes here. I will see you all on the next video, where we're going to talk about the actual first steps of the challenge. All right. Really excited. Looking forward to seeing y'all. Have a good one.